Hey, so before we get into today's video, I have an update. I was able to find the video that I saw on TikTok that inspired this, and luckily that person had actually posted another video crediting the person who mentored her into how to do this tumbler. So I am actually going to link both of those accounts from TikTok at the end of this video so you can see what I was envisioning, not what I turned out with. So this is the tumbler that I created. I like this. This is more of what I was looking for. But stay tuned. You can watch me create this, and at the very end you will see the true tutorial on how to do this and my inspiration. Thanks for watching.
Attractive. Safety first.
Okay, so here we have our spray painted tumbler, our 14-ounce mug from Hog. I've already applied the epoxy and I have torched it with my heat torch to get out any of the little bubbles. And right now I'm just showing you the alcohol ink colors that I chose, all from Tim Holtz. I used Dandelion, Gumball, and Turquoise. I will list all of those in the description below. So what I'm going to do, oh, and sorry, that's my epoxy with white epoxy dye in it. So what I'm going to do now is just apply those colors on the cup. I'm going to start with the Gumball at the top. I'm going to put Dandelion in the middle, and I'm going to put the Turquoise at the bottom. I did that trying to keep in mind what colors were going to be created as these alcohol inks mixed on the cup. So once I did that, as you can see now, I'm adding the epoxy with the white epoxy dye, and this is really cool. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough epoxy to do the whole cup. It starts out exactly as I had envisioned, and as you'll see, I will soon screw it up. I ran out of epoxy here, so I'm going to take that epoxy dye that I used in there and I'm just going to start dropping it on there as if it were white alcohol ink. Obviously here I'm taking my heat gun to it to try to get it to move around a little bit. Really, after I added a few more drops of that epoxy dye, I should have just left it alone to spin and do what it was going to do, but I got carried away, and personally I think I should have just left it, but I didn't. So you're going to see what happens when you're impatient like me and you decide you're going to keep hitting it with your heat gun. There's the epoxy dye that I used. I think I got that at Michael's. Yeah, so I'm just going to let this part play out so you can watch, and in a little while you'll see what happens when, like I said, I continue to play with it. Oh, watching this back just makes me wish I had stopped playing with it. Learn from my mistakes. That's why you're here, right? Watch and learn what not to do. After taking it off the turner and turning it in all different directions to try to get it to swirl some more, I decided to take my stir stick and help it. In a little while, you'll see I take my gloved finger and continue trying to help it. At this at this point, there was just no stopping me. How many of you are screaming at me right now to just stop? I finally stopped, moved it over to my other turner to spin, and this is where I did finally leave it. Stay tuned now for the TikTok video that inspired this, followed by the actual tutorial from TikTok.
I've had several people ask about how I did this cup, so I figured I would throw together a short little tutorial for you all. Most of you know before I started doing tumblers, I worked with molds, jewelry, keychains, accessories, that kind of thing. You also probably all know that I love, love, love alcohol inks. And one of my favorite things to do after I drop my alcohol inks is to take my epoxy that has white alcohol ink in it and drizzle it over the drops. So I figured why not try it on a tumbler. So you just saw there I had about 10 mils of epoxy left, and then I used my Pinata Blanco alcohol ink and just kind of mixed it up together. I believe I put about 4 drops of alcohol ink in. So I'm just going through and just kind of randomly placing my colors. There's no rhyme or reason to this. And now for the fun part, you guys. This is where you get to just kind of go crazy and just swirl this epoxy everywhere. There's not a right or a wrong way to do this. Literally just take whatever tool you're using and drizzle it on there until you are happy with the result. I had a couple places that I wanted just a few more pops of color, so I went in with just a couple colors and just placed really, really small drops in a couple random places. Now I'm going back through with my white epoxy and just kind of filling in some empty spaces that I see. This is immediately after I was done laying all of the white epoxy on. And then here she is after about 15-16 hours. You guys, these cups are so much fun, and the possibilities are endless. You will never have a duplicate cup. Have fun.
Ziggy, I just want to edit my video. Please, can I just edit my video? Move over here. Move over here, please. Oh, right here. Right here. Ugh.